Hi, my name's Johnny. People pegged me as a Junkers cosplay from Los Angeles, California. Make things in my garage, in my spare time, and I wound up here. Anime Revolution. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Hi, my name is Jane. I go by JS Cosplay. I've been cosplaying for about 3 years now, and I'm just doing it for fun and learning a lot. And I got a chance to come here, so now I'm in Vancouver, first time, so it's pretty cool. So I'm excited.
Yeah, well, it's not mine actually. I came here for some Navy shenanigans. But as far as anime cons go, yeah, this is my first time around. If you want the truth, because you can cut it out, but we just got here.
So far, so good.
Yeah, so far so good. Canada's always fun, right?
It's really pretty here.
Yeah.
A lot of trees, a lot of green. This is a fun story.
Want to tell it?
So Johnny made all of the Ruby props for San Diego ComicCon a couple years back, and then his build log was the only one up at the time. And so I really wanted to do Ruby, the main girl, and she has that huge scythe. And so I went on Google and I just found his blog, and I found his tutorial. I was like, oh, okay, like I think I can do this. We'll try it. So I had some help, but we managed to finish the cosplay and the prop in time, and I was pretty proud of it because it was like my first, real prop. And so I found out that a bunch of them were going to ALA the following year, and he had a armor props panel. And so after the Ruby gathering, I like scurried around and tried to find the panel, and then I went in and I had to sit in the very front because all the seats were taken. Because I just wanted to kind of like hang out in the back, But I had to go in the very front, and then everyone was like staring because I came in super late. And then I introduced myself, and we kind of like clicked talking about props and stuff. And then after that, we started working together and like making stuff. So.
How did I wind up doing it? I mean, it doesn't have anything related to my profession or my experience. I mean, I started when I was like a teenager, and I just started making stuff in my parents' garage. I saw an ad in the paper for Anime Expo, and they said like, "This is what cosplay is." So I'm like, "Well, screw it! I'm just gonna try it out." Yeah, and then it got kind of out of hand from there. I just kept doing it because I figured it's a pretty fun hobby. It's better than sitting around like drinking beers on like a Saturday. You actually have something to show for it at the end of the day, right? So, yeah.
This is kind of an interesting one. I had thought about it for a while. I think in high school is when I started kind of finding out about cosplay, but I didn't have any friends that were really into anime and like cosplay and stuff anymore. So, one friend of mine, she really wanted to go to Anime Expo one year. I think I was in college at this time, and I had some experience with clothes, so I would like tailor my clothes and like make dresses every now and again. So I kind of had a little bit of sewing experience. And she suggested, we apply as staff, and then we should cosplay together. And so she kind of coaxed me like, hey, like we'll do it together. I'll do it if you do it, kind of thing. And that's what, really like pushed me to make my first one. So I guess if it wasn't for Sarah, I don't know if I would even be here right now. Oh, that's a hard one. It could mean a lot of things. For me, it encompasses a lot. It's an expression. It's a type of way to like, pay tribute to your favorite character. It's a way to, have fun, and sometimes some people like to kind of put their own take on it. I like to try and, stay as true to the character as I possibly can, because my goal is to kind of bring that character to life in, in terms of like photos and like what we can do with that. So it's just to make art with, nerdy characters that I love.
Oh, me too?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I mean, I think the coolest thing about cosplay is that it's really where, to me, a lot of people in the convention scene can really gather together. Really what drew me to cosplay after I did my first costume was that I did it in high school, and I had like, I could count my friends on like, my fingers and my toes. And afterwards, I realized like, wow, I met a lot of cool people. We got to really like bond over, a mutual thing we all really liked, which was either like the source material or like the joy of making things. And, from there, it's really drawn a lot of people together that I probably wouldn't have met or really have talked to. So really, to me, cosplay is a place at the convention that even when, like at Comic-Con or like at like a big industry event, it's always going to be like big industry stuff. Cosplay is always going to be the part where it's by the fans, for the fans, and it's going to be really about like, just the fans meeting together and being together. I pretty much work out of PVC, like exclusively PVC. Everything's made out of plastic, and I'm probably going to die of cancer at like 40 or something.
Oh my gosh, don't say that.
I know.
Hold on. I'm not so like exclusive with my material choices. It kind of depends on what the project calls for. I've used a lot of PVC just because I've learned from Johnny, but I do more sewing, so I'll do more like fabric and those kinds of things. Just recently started to do some foam vinyl stuff, which is pretty cool. So, and I have some experience with like Wonderflex and Warbler, but I'm more of like the sewing end. So that's where both of my experiences.
It's a pretty complicated process, to be perfectly honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know Jane and I are somewhat similar, but I know mine goes through like this like big wacky Venn diagram in my head, and it's do I like the source material, and do I like the design? Can I learn something new from making the design? Can I actually look like this character? Like if the person is like a 5 foot tall, like super pale, like lolly boy, I obviously cannot do that. Like that's just physically impossible. So like I would not go for a character like that. And then the means to do it, and if there's an event that actually could be like relevant for that character. So I guess doing the interview in Star-Lord at an anime convention really shows that I don't really have any social skills, but yeah.
Yeah. Mine's kind of similar. I go through, there's a whole checklist, mental checklist that I go through. The first one has to be, do I love the character, right? Enough to, spend a lot of time, a lot of money, and, effort to make the costume. How much do I love the character? How much do I resonate with the series in general? Would I be able to pull it off? That's another thing, is some characters I really like, but I'm just like, I don't know if I can, do that character justice. But it's different, it's different. Some people like to cosplay like any character they like. Some people like to cosplay ones that, they feel like they can really emulate. So it kind of just depends on what you want. Me personally, I just try and get as accurate as I can to the character. Another thing that I like to do, actually, I don't know if other people do this, is I will like extensively Google people that have cosplayed the character before. And I do that because I want to see if, the design I have in my head is actually going to translate in real life, Because I feel like some cosplays like I've wanted to do, but I realize like it's probably not going to look the way I would want it in real life. Either because it's just anime logic and it doesn't make sense, because they have like floating parts or something weird, or I just don't have the means to do it yet. Like I don't have the skill level, or I don't have the resources to do it the way I'd want to do it. So that's a big thing for me too, that I try and gauge. This is long. So after I pick, I'll do the thing where I'll go online and I'll see how people have done it. See if what I think in my head is a good idea, or if I see something else that they do that I realize, oh, okay, this would look really good. I should probably take mental notes and try that out too. So that's kind of where I get the idea. If I don't already have an idea of what materials to use, I'll go online to see what kind of materials I should use, and then I'll either start collecting the materials, or if I don't know how to do something, I just spend like hours looking up tutorials and see which one I think would work. And then I'll just go about, I just kind of like freehand a bunch of stuff. Like each process is really different for characters. So from there, I kind of just see, just kind of start playing around, and usually it's a big trial and error, at least for me, because I'm still learning. So a lot of trial and error.
We're all still learning.
True.
I mean, it's pretty similar. Start out with the patterns, start conceptualizing it. In my profession, it's all about planning, figuring out all the things you need ahead of time, and also realizing that your plan is just going to go to crap. Like every single plan will always go to crap. So you have to also realize that there's going to be a contingency for when I tried to make this armor piece this way that I thought I was going to make it, it's not going to work out. So I had some like float time to double back and do it over again. Yeah, and then from there, it's just a lot of maintaining time to do your finish work, because you can make something as nice as you want, and if you don't take the extra 2 or 3 days to sand it down and dot your I's and cross your T's by making the finish work, making it shine, it's just gonna look not that great. For that's like a bit more technical, but I guess for the layman, it would just be like plan, cry a lot, double plan again, cry some more, and then take some photos at the end. Is really the 4-step process to cosplay success.
That's hard. It's like a toss-up between 2 of them. One was Ruby, because that was when I met, like, I didn't know a whole lot of people before that, but after I made that cosplay, I just like happened to meet pretty much all of my friends right now. So I met a bunch of people, so that was really fun. We got to take all these pictures together and stuff. Or also Iris from Final Fantasy 15. That was actually really fun because like we had like a full group, and like I think it was just like how we all like sing together, but our group, everyone just had a blast. Like we had so much fun doing like funny like videos and like trying to capture like their romantic relationship and stuff. It was really funny. So the group, that was really fun.
I actually forgot about that group. That was fun as hell.
It was really fun.
I think my most fun that I've had with costume was Garen. I did from League of Legends. I mean, I made that costume kind of on a whim, and I got to go to all sorts of events with Riot. I got to do a bunch of interviews. I got to go on their live stream and stuff. And honestly, like the character's supposed to be serious, but whenever I get put in front of a camera in that character, I'm just like Demacia, Gara. Like I just act like a dunce, and I get memes made out of me, and it's hilarious. Yeah. So yeah, I don't take myself very seriously. So. Remember my thing about my process about plan, cry some more. No matter, even with so many years of experience doing cosplay, things are gonna go to crap even when I plan it. Definitely set aside time of when your plan goes to crap. I mean, like even the most experienced prop makers I know usually hit some sort of stopping point where they need to double back on something. So, I mean, just really set aside time for your very first costume, because you're gonna make a lot of mistakes, and it's okay. I made a lot of mistakes when I first started out. So, yeah, just stick-to-itiveness and all that.
Yeah, let's see, what can I say that? I'd say to really utilize your resources, like especially nowadays, there's just so much online, like information, tutorials. If you don't feel super confident making something the first time, you can go online and buy your first outfit just to get used to the whole package of it, because for mine, I remember when I made my very first one, I spent so much time, trying to make the outfit that I didn't really spend time on makeup and spend time like, doing my wig right and Posing too before you go to a convention is so important. So important to before you head out, like the night before or something. Just even if you feel stupid, just go in front of the mirror and just do your poses, and practice so that when the time comes, you feel more confident and you don't look back and be like, oh my god, what was I doing? Just like or something, because I've done that before many times. So just try and take baby steps. I think like the big thing that some of my friends who wanted to get into it, the mistake they tend to make is they want to make something really big and epic for their first one, and everyone wants to make something cool, so I totally get it. But just try and be realistic with your skill level and start easy. Start with makeup or start buy a wig, and look up wig tutorials and kind of like mess with that for a bit if you need to. But don't be afraid to, don't feel self-conscious and don't try and rush into it, just like kind of take little steps.